Hey everybody, this is Em from DIYM, and today we're going to make two different things from plastic Easter eggs, ones that have the hinge. I wish this project was kind of my idea. This project evolved from this idea. So this, I ended up getting the idea from the show City Line, which I don't believe they have any new episodes happening anymore, but I got this idea years ago. Somebody was showing this project off. I don't think they showed it being made, but they've talked about how they made it, and I thought it was an absolutely genius idea, so I made it years ago. I really liked it. A lot of people that I gifted it to really thought it was a cute idea, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it. Why not? So it's basically made out of Easter eggs that have the hinges so you can hide little goodies inside. This one's an acorn. This one here is a flower, I guess, but you can also decorate it however you want. You can decorate it with stickers, ribbon, or whatever, but this one specifically is made to look like an acorn, which I think is nice for fall or winter time. This one's really nice to hang on a Christmas tree, but yeah, they're both really fun to hang off of presents. I'll show you how I made both of these things, and if anything, if you want to save stuff like this, you can go to my Pinterest account. I'm going to try to link the link down below, but I also have the link for my Pinterest just in my channel description as well, and hopefully you guys will subscribe because I need some more subscribers here. But anyways guys, I hope you like this one, and I just wanted to show you the project. On to the video. For this project, you're going to need plastic Easter eggs that have a little bit of a hinge on them. They can snap closed. It helps differentiate between the top and the bottom. Try not to paint on the top part. That always helps. You might want to gesso this, but you probably don't even have to do that, to be honest. I'm trying to remember, but I think I just put the chalkboard paint straight on this. You'll also need chalkboard paint. So from what I can see, this is the Folk Art brand. I've seen other colors. I saw some other colors online. I think there's a brown and a blue. There might be a green. The ones I saw online, the black was definitely available, but the brown and the blue, I didn't see a green one online specifically, but I've seen them in stores before. I think the brown and the blue and the green and all that stuff, they were just out of stock. But anyways, so you can get black, which I think works just fine. If you can get brown, even better for this. And then I like to use a sponge brush because I find there's less brush strokes. If you do want to use a brush, that's perfectly fine as well. You can totally do that. These are fairly easy to clean. When things are still wet, I try to wash them right away. Soap and water normally does the trick. The only problem is things go down the pipes, which isn't great for the environment, which is not fun. But you can also just get a bucket of water, soap, and then clean it that way, and then just dump it. Or I think there's places you can go to dump paint because it's definitely not good for the environment. But we're just using a little bit. Still doesn't really excuse that sort of thing though. I like to use jute twine. This is specifically something I got years and years ago. I've got lots of it, which is really cool. Very rustic looking. That's going to be the top of this. I like using scissors. You can use bigger scissors than this. I like personally using these ones because they're nice and tiny and sharp, and I'll show you why I like to use these in the end. And then, as you know, I like to use my glue, and this is just what I like to rest it on, but you can use all sorts of different things to rest it on. But yeah, I like to use a hot glue gun for this. It just adheres easily. Okay, so there's that. Oh, you might want to protect your surface as well, because this is going to get for sure really messy. Also, along with the glue gun, you might want to get some glue gun sticks of some kind. Okay, so you can start this any way you want. You can start by putting the chalkboard paint down first. It has to be chalkboard paint, not chalk paint, because we're basically making a chalkboard out of this, right? It's kind of a name tag for gifts, but you can also turn this into an ornament, which is cool. So I'm just going to close it up just so that I don't end up getting anything on this seam. So what I like to do, I'm letting this warm up right now. I'm just going to get some of my glue sticks ready. So if you want to, you can technically paint this in advance so that the white doesn't show through as much, but that's not a huge deal. You can do this really quickly, and it's really cute. This is my twine here. Just going to get that. Now, I don't want you to cut this quite yet, but what I do want you to do is to glue this down first at the very top. See where this is? This is kind of like the center of the top. So you can just glue this down. Put a little dab of glue there, press that down. You don't have to hold it too long if you don't want to. If you got a silicone finger cover, that helps. Don't know where mine is right now. That's okay. It just helps this project a lot more. You can make it a long loop if you'd like. Just going to make this loop kind of attach on a little bit. And then I'm just going to spiral this around. So you're going to see some glue strings for sure. You can just try to get that off as you go. But yeah, you basically want to have a little bit of a loop happening here, right? So the reason I like to sort of start off with this, you don't have to do this again, as I said, but the reason I like to start off with the loop is if you wanted to, you can let this hang dry once you paint the chalkboard on. But I think this is a really cute ornament for Christmas time, but you can also do this really fun craft for the fall. If you're gift giving in the fall, great birthday thing to do for somebody who's born in the fall. Super cute. Or if you know somebody who likes woodland themed things, I think this is really, really cute. Oops. So things are gonna get a little tangled, obviously, because you're not cutting things off, but that's okay. Just keep working with it if you can. There might be weird sections like this, but that's okay. It just adds to the rusticness of it. I'm not going to glue too much here because I want to glue more here because this is not quite to the seam yet, and I don't want to interfere with the seam too much. I don't want to glue things shut. I'm just gonna pop this off and get all this glue off of here. But yeah, I definitely didn't want this part to be glued. So I like to cut this on a bit of an angle. Cut it with some nice sharp scissors, and then I'm just gonna do a little dab of glue here and just get that down. Okay, so I'm just gonna hold that there for just a second. So yeah, things are gonna get messy with this particular project, especially with the hot glue section, but things go by quickly when you're making this, which is really cool. You can make this really fast and really easily. I made a whole bunch of these in one sitting. I think I've given a lot of them away, but I made a lot of extra. So I can give more away in the future. They're easy enough to store. I store them with my decorations. So when I bring out my tree, I have them if I wanted to stick them on presents in the future, or I can just stick it on my tree if I don't know who would like this sort of thing. My cousin kept hers that I made her years ago. She still had it. She brought it out. She was showing my uncle and my aunt this cute little craft. But yeah, I think it's a really, really fun one. So there you go. There's the top, pretty much done. I'm just gonna unhook the hot glue so it doesn't stay hot, because unfortunately this hot glue gun gets really hot and it doesn't have a button to turn it off. So there we go. So now we can still close it. If you want, you can put a little something else on the top here, but I don't think it's really necessary. As long as it can hang from a tree or the gift, I think that's the main goal. And then, so I'm gonna open up my chalkboard paint. Hopefully it's not dried out because I've had this for many, many years. I haven't looked at it yet, so I'm hoping that it's okay. So you can stir it up if you'd like to, but I'm just gonna dip it right in. Oh, so it's a little bit rubbery. I might actually stir it. Let's get this popsicle stick and I'll just do a little stir here. It's almost tar-like now. Hopefully it's not gonna be too bad with trying to get on here. Yeah, this looks like tar. This might be very textured because this is really old paint. Ooh. It was much, much easier to apply, and I'll show you it's a lot smoother when it's not so old. Yeah, this is a lot lumpier than I was actually hoping for. It kind of looks cool though and still kind of rustic, but this is not the look I was fully going for, to be honest. So yeah, so if yours is brand new, your paint that you got, it should be a lot less lumpy than this and a lot less tar-like, but yeah, I've literally had this for years. Anyways, there you go. So you just apply it like that and then you just let it dry. So you can let it dry open if you'd like. I'll just let that dry. I'm gonna wash this off, throw this out. Holy moly, really tar-like. Okay, so as you can see, I've made a few. I made actually more than this, but I made a few here. As you can see, also they look much smoother when applied. When the paint is fairly new, it was a lot easier and smoother to apply, but you don't have to necessarily put a primer down before you paint. You can just paint directly on. So unfortunately, when it gets older though, the paint does get almost tar-like. But yeah, so that's basically that. The nice thing about this, it's really cute, so you can actually open it up and put a bunch of little candies inside. It doesn't have to be just kisses or anything, just anything small, preferably wrapped, can go in there. And then if you want to, you can just clean up some of this stuff here. It's pretty rustic, so there's a lot of little bits coming off, or you can keep it the way it is. It depends on how perfectionist you really are. You know me, I'm kind of perfectionisty. But yeah, so the beauty of this, why I think it's great to do chalkboard paint, so you can actually write on this with chalk. So you can write the date that you made it, use it as a gift tag. I always have stuff on my mat that I have to do something with. Anyways, so yeah, so you can use chalk, regular chalk if you wanted to. I find it very dusty a lot of the time, and it's really kind of hard to work with. I have this for lots of things, for if I'm doing fabric projects, it's easy to sort of just dust it away. We didn't used to have this when I was younger, but when I was working at the art store, I had more access to this. But I really love the idea of chalk markers. They're kind of like whiteboard markers. You can also use them on whiteboards if you wanted to, especially all these different colors and stuff. So you just sort of get it going. Kind of want to get it going just to come out a little bit better, but you just use it like a regular marker. You can write your name on there from DIYM, or you can write the person's name that you're gifting to. I don't have a specific person that I'm going to gift this to, so I'm just going to write my name here. Okay, so I don't know if that shows up on camera very well, but yeah, you can use all the markers if you want to. So these ones are also old because I haven't used them in a while. So they might be a little waterier than they normally are. You can get different tips too. These ones are really fine tips. But anyways, it just gives you an idea on what you can basically do. And then you can put this on a gift, or you can put this on a tree. So you have a gift bag, you can just dangle this from a ribbon. Anyways, I really like that. I think that one's really cute. So I almost forgot to just show you guys how this wipes clean. So I'm just going to do that right now. So this is just a little bit of water. The marker just comes right off, and then the chalkboard remains, and then the person that you're gifting to can reuse this if they wanted to. There's a bit of a ghost image though on there. Another thing you can do is season the chalkboard paint after it's all dry. So you basically just take a thing of chalk and you just rub it all over it, and then you can just wipe that off as well, and then there shouldn't be so much of a ghost image happening here. Another thing that I'm going to try to do, I'm just taking this Greenworks multi-purpose spray, and you can use any kind of spray. I just like to use this one because it's a little bit nicer to the environment and it's not as toxic to breathe in, I find. And then you just wipe away. It's a little soapier, but it pretty much does the trick too. I just wanted to show you that this can come off fairly easily, but as I said, you might see a bit of a ghost image of the name, but either way you can still reuse it. You just write over top of that. Seasoning might help the ghost image not show up so much in the end. Anyways, I just wanted to show you guys that just so you guys can see you can just reuse this whenever. That works pretty well, I'd say. I almost forgot to show you guys in this video. If you can, maybe try to paint this in advance before you put this guy around, because I got a little bit of paint on here. It's a little bit sloppy. Also, as you can see, because it was an old paint, it sort of ripped. This flaked off. You might also want to gesso it beforehand. I don't remember if I gessoed this beforehand or not, but either way, it might be a good idea so that the paint will stick a little bit better. The paint actually looked like it smoothed out a little bit. There's a little bit of texture happening, as you can see here. You can sort of see it in the light, but other than that, it's not too bad. It's pretty smooth. But yeah, this is the one that I made for this video. I just wanted to show you guys how that turned out. I left it to dry for a few days. It pretty much does come together with not really too many hassles, but I hope you guys like that project. So here I've made my DIY acorn, and I've hung it on the tree. It looks super cute there. It's got some stuff in it. So that's kind of a nice way to hang a little gift or tiny present as well in the tree. You can put jewelry in here. Could be earrings, could be a ring. Anybody who wants to get engaged during Christmas time. Looks really magical. So this is a similar idea you can do for Easter, or even really any time of year. You could paint this any color you want, obviously. I'm just going to paint this with 3 different colors. I tried doing a washi tape thing. It didn't really seem to fully work. This one looks better than this one. I did one with stripes and it just looks puckery a little bit. So you can do that. Just be warned that things don't always look the best in the end. I should probably get some water. You can always get a palette too. Sometimes I don't even bother with a palette. I just use it directly on the paper or take it right straight from the tube. Before I start painting, I like to get a little paper towel here just in case too, just to wipe off the brushes and things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put the yellow in the center. And you can totally put some gesso down if you want to, or you can paint this directly on. This is just acrylic paint. Acrylic, it really helps because it dries faster. It's plasticky, so it's fine to paint on plastic, obviously. You can do a few coats, depends on how you put it down. I like to put thin coats on. I'm going to try my hardest to not paint this part. I know that I've already got some paint on it, but I'm going to try really hard to not, because I feel like that makes it harder to close. If you paint this stuff, it's almost like a glue. Makes it harder to close and makes it harder to open. I don't know what you call that part of the lid. Do you guys know what that's called? Lip or something? I don't even know. I like mint and yellow, looks nice. It might turn into a nice green if I do a little bit of an ombre. So you guys might have noticed that I haven't put any string on here yet to dangle it. I will. You don't even have to do this particular thing that I'm doing. I'm just doing this for fun. Okay, so I might just blend the edges out with a fluffy brush. So this is called a mop brush, and I have a dry version of it here. Try not to do it overly so, and if you don't like some parts of it, you can always paint over that. It's the beauty of paint, right? So I noticed I got a little bit of mint on the yellow, but it's okay. I'll paint over that later when it's a little bit more dry. I have a few of these mop brushes, so I'm just gonna get one that's a little more dry. But yeah, I want to do some pink. We're gonna cover the top of one of these. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just gonna wash my hands. Okay, I'm just gonna let these guys dry. I just did a little bit of yellow around here just to make it a little bit more of a gradient effect. But anyway, so I have this. You've seen this in other videos, but I have this. I got it a while ago. You can get all sorts of different kinds of twine. I just happened to get this one. I think this was on clearance. So I also have this. These are just some fake petals. They were off of my bouquet for my wedding. I did a bunch of bouquets that were fake flowers. I'll see if I can insert photos of them. Some of them have their stems intact like this, and they have little stamens. So this one didn't have a stamen. I mean, I guess I could always get some that are a little lighter like this. This might actually be kind of nicer. It looks a little flatter, which is nice. So I'll just take out the stamen. You can always cut it off if it's not coming out for you. But yeah, I just ripped it off, so it's fine. Throw that out or do whatever you want with it. I'm just going to put both ends of this through of this that I cut off. And you don't have to do this. You can always make a paper flower or something. Flower shape always helps to go on a curve. You can do a star shape. I don't know, something that might be easy to come down on a curve here. It's a hard material to work with because this is almost like a waxy kind of material. You can always glue it down. That might make the knot sturdier. I'm gonna trim the ends here. I'm gonna just sort of stick this on the minty color part. Once this is dry, which is almost dry, I'm gonna get my hot glue gun. I'm just gonna clean up first, let this dry a little bit longer, get my hot glue gun out, and I'm just gonna glue that on here. You can also, if you want to, before you start gluing the stuff down, you can also protect it with a protective coating, like varnish of some kind. So if you want something that's non-toxic, I would suggest getting some sort of Mod Podge or something like that. Again, be careful about not putting it around here because then you might glue this down accidentally. So I did have some stuff on here, as you guys recall, but I did take it off with my finger. I got some on the inside too, so I just took it off with my fingernail. I think I have some here, so I can scratch that off for you. I can just show you. It should come right off normally, vast majority of the time. And acrylic normally dries within a half an hour, so I like to give it a little bit longer than that to dry. Yeah, I'm gonna let them fully dry and come back and show you how things go. Okay, so this guy is dry. It's a little sticky still, so it could probably dry a little bit longer. If you want to, you can put a varnish on here. It's not necessary, but yeah, and you can paint it however you want to. You can even do a decoupage situation. If you don't know what decoupage or Mod Podging is, it's basically ripping a thinner paper or tissue and taking a glue and a sealer in one Mod Podge or decoupage, and you put that down as a glue, put the paper down that's kind of torn, and put the glue over top, and then you sort of keep layering it in such a way. So you can also put ribbon around it. There's so much stuff you can do with this sort of thing to decorate it. Anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach this flower on top, and you do not have to do this. You can even make the flower smaller. You can cut it down if you have petals that are too big. So there is a little bit of a hole in the top here, so I'm going to see what I can do here. Yeah, if you know somebody who loves flowers, or springtime, or all of the above too, this is a really pretty thing you could potentially do to add to a present, maybe for Mother's Day, for Easter, Valentine's Day. You can get more Valentine's-y colors going on here. But it kind of looks like a little flowery thing. I don't know, I think it's really pretty. It's pretty on its own. But yeah, you can totally play with colors. You don't have to necessarily use the exact same colors I did. There's stickers you can get. You can get teeny tiny stickers and just put them all over something like this. You can even get initial stickers if you want to. If you don't feel like writing someone's full name, you can just stick an initial for them on top of this. Again, there's so much you can do. And then you can put jelly beans in a little bag. You can put, it doesn't even have to be goodies that are sweets, but yeah, you can definitely put Hershey Kisses in here. I would say make sure that they're wrapped, whatever it is that you're putting in here, just in case some paint got on the interior. That's not really food safe. As I said, you can add stickers, you can add ribbon to it, you can do all sorts of really pretty things. You can even add more of a little green stem thing here if you'd like. And then you can just tell the person that you can open it up, there's something inside. If your friend's a crafter, you can put little craft cabochons or sprinkles inside. Something colorful and fun is always good. So much you can do with this. Seriously, you can, as I said, you can tailor this to all sorts of different occasions. They're really cool, these little nature things. Yeah, they're two very different vibes, more like spring fall vibes, depending on what you want. I thought it would be really, really cute to make almost like a plant from Little Shop of Horrors that looks kind of like this guy. I thought that'd be really fun for Halloween. But yeah, you can totally use this for fall. You can use this for Christmas, depending. You can make something a little bit more wintry looking too. This could also look like a person has a little winter hat on, a little toque or something, and you can make a little face. There's so much you can do to decorate these sort of things, but I really, really hope that you guys have fun making this stuff. Anyways, that's kind of what I'm going for. So you can add little Hershey Kisses to them, or as I said, other little candies that are wrapped. I think that these are really, really cute little tags. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed that video. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. And if you think somebody else is going to like this project, please share it with somebody. If you really, really like my stuff, please be sure to go to my Pinterest account. If you have a Pinterest account, maybe you can pin this stuff for the future in case you really want to save something like this. I think this is a really, really fun idea to save for later. This one's really fun to do right now, but you can always even do this now and then save that for later, which I think is also really, really cool. But it's a really fun thing that you can do with plastic Easter eggs. Anyways, I hope you guys like that. I hope everybody has an awesome day, and happy Easter and happy fall, depending on whatever time of year this is that you're watching. Yeah, have a good one, okay? Take care. Bye!